We are making a spreadsheet for part 4 here. So we need these in the spreadsheets. Smokers and non-smokers. And put in the respective values. Men smokers, 1,256. Women smokers, 536. Non-smoking men, 1,028. And let's see, non-smoking women is 1,053. And to answer the question, we need to know how many women there are, how many smokers there are. So we're just going to sum up these numbers. A couple ways to do that. My recommendation is use the sum command on your spreadsheet. So you would type equals SUM, and then you can select just sum. And Google asked if I wanted to sum the two numbers above. If your version of Google didn't, after you get the equal sum parentheses, just highlight the two numbers above. So that's going to give us the number of women there. And I might as well get the number of men. So once I do that formula, I can just use that bottom right corner and I can fill it to the right. So I'm just going to repeat that again. To get the total number of women, I need a new row under women equals SUM. I'm going to put a parenthesis in. If Google automatically says sum C2 and to C3, cool, just select that option. Otherwise, highlight the two numbers above and close the parentheses. Since we want to do the same thing for the number of men, I'm just going to click back on the formula. Then on the bottom right corner, I'm going to click and drag that one cell to the left. Questions? How's it going, Kaylee?
She's
Anyone has a question?
You're going to want us to turn that in?
Yes. Yeah, this is going to get turned in. So since I calculated those two numbers, I'm going to put totals at the bottom here. And I want to do the same thing for smokers and non-smokers. So I'm going to do a totals. Does anybody need a computer? Everyone have one? All right, so again, I'm going to use the sum formula here. So this is just equals. And Google's suggesting, do you want to sum those two numbers? I can just click it and it'll do it for me. If your spreadsheet doesn't suggest that, then it's equals SUM parenthesis, then highlight the two numbers to the left, and then close the parenthesis. And I'll do that one more time. So to do a total, it's equals SUM sum parenthesis, and then highlight the two numbers to the left, close the parentheses, and hit enter. Google is forgiving when you don't close parentheses. Excel is not. If anyone's using Excel, you've got to close parentheses in the right spot. Once you get that formula above typed, you can click back on it, then point to the bottom right corner, and then fill it down once. And those are the totals we want to answer these questions. All right, so next we're going to do something extra fun with this spreadsheet. And Anthony, this might be hard on the phone, but we're going to give it a try. What I want to do is I want to calculate the percentages in a similar table like this. So I'm going to copy all of these cells from A1 down to D4. I'm going to copy them and I'm going to shift them down a couple of rows and paste them back in.
My computer doesn't know how to map.
It doesn't what?
I have the exact same numbers as you, and yet it's giving me a different answer for that one.
No.
That's what I'm saying. My computer.
Okay, click on the cell there.
But did it work?
Oh, EC.
That's what I'm saying. My computer.
Oh, you have 1265. I have 1256.
Anyway.
Did I mistype it or did you?
I probably did because I went off.
1256. It should be 1256. You good now?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so next thing I'm gonna do, and again, I'll repeat this in a sec, I'm gonna delete the numbers in the middle of the second table. And I'm gonna recalculate as percents. So this, I'm gonna put notice I made 2 rows in between here. If you didn't, that's okay. But I'm gonna give this table a different title. I'm gonna call this percents by gender. So to get so in this column right here by gender, what I'm looking at is the percent of men who smoke. I'm also going to find the percent of women who smoke for this table. So to do that, first I'm going to go into the men's column here, men smokers. I'm going to type equals, I'm going to do a calculation. And then I'm going to go to the similar cell up above. That's going to be the numerator of my calculation. Divided by, since this is by gender, I want to divide by the total number of men. That's what I'm going to do there. So I can see it's guessing at the answer, it's pre-calculating it. Looks like about 55% of men smoke here. And once I have that, I'm just going to enter it. Google's going to do a couple of fills there for me. I'm going to do the same thing for non-smokers. So for non-smokers, I'm going to go equals, click on the number of non-smokers above, slash to divide, total number of men. Cool thing about these two formulas here, first I'm going to highlight them and make them percents. And then I want to do the same thing for the women, so I can just fill both of those once to the right. And I'm going to get about 33, 34% of women. Okay, so I'm going to repeat that again. So I'm just going to delete those. So again, all I did is copied this and pasted it a couple rows down and deleted the middle 4 numbers. I'm going to get percents by gender. So equals to calculate, click on the men smokers, the corresponding cell, and divide by the total number of men. Same thing for non-smokers, men equals non-smoking men divided by total men. You got to start with equals. If anyone has a question, let me know. You have 2 options for the women column. You can highlight those 2 formulas and then use the bottom corner to fill right, or you can just redo the calculations. I'm just going to redo them for fun. Equals women who smoke divided by total women. Equals women who don't smoke divided by total women. And what I should get, if things go right, I should get 100% in the columns below because I'm doing gender. Notice the weird numbers on the right. These numbers on the right are irrelevant because I'm not doing by smoke, I'm doing by gender. So I'm going to delete those numbers on the right. And most of the questions ask to the nearest whole percent. So I can just round all the numbers by using the decreased decimals above. All right. If anyone's having trouble getting the table to that stage, let me know. I'll come around and help. If you're online, let me know. All right, so repeating this for smokers instead of gender, we're going to highlight the table above, copy it, paste it below, give it the title percents by smoking, and then delete the middle 4 numbers. And we're going to recalculate some percents. Instead of by gender, we're going to go by smoking or non-smoking. And I got to zoom out to see everything here. Actually, I can just minimize this stuff. All right. So for the men, I want to know what percent of smokers are men. So to do that, I'm going to click here, equals, click on the men who smoke way above at the top, and divide by the total number of smokers to the right. Enter. We're going to do the same thing for the women. So in this women cell, equals, click on the number of women smokers above, that's the 536, divide by all smokers. You okay back there?
They're working.
Okay, I'll come by in a second. All right, let's.
Hey.
PG-13, guys.
Uh,
Oops, wrong. Let's pause this for a moment. Well,
the percentage on the bottom.
these right here.
Just.
Or all of this? Okay, so starting over, so I got the blank cells there.
Yeah, just show me how you did it once.
So equals, click on the men who smoke above,
Yeah.
and then slash to divide. And then divide by the total number of smokers.
Yeah.
And you should get about 7%. And then we'll do the same thing for the women, equals women who smoke, click on the 536. Divide by the total number of smokers, to the right, 1792.
No, that's for Eric.
Thank you for getting that for Eric. And then we're gonna do the same thing in the non-smoking row, equals non-smoking men divided by total non-smokers. Equals non-smoking women divided by total non-smokers.
The first one.
So this one here down at the bottom. So that one's gonna be equals the non-smoking men divided by the total non-smokers to the right. And then we're just gonna clean up all these. I'm gonna highlight all 4 of them. I'm gonna make sure the percents, I'm gonna decrease the decimals twice. So the non-smoking men divided by the total non-smokers. So these 2 cells, yeah, non-smoking men divided by total non-smokers. And you should get about 49%. Now here I'm doing percents by smoking, so I should get 100% to the right. I don't need these at the bottom, they're irrelevant. So that bottom row can go. All right, so we now have most of the information we need to answer the next couple of questions, and then there's 2 questions we got to troubleshoot. So I'm gonna pause here and let you guys write your answers for parts A, B.
We're done with the spreadsheet, right?
This is all we're gonna do in the spreadsheet, yeah,
I'm done with everything.
okay. Thank you.